Today on Fishing with Gussy, we hit the ice in search of whitefish and cook up a tasty shore lunch.
Fishing with Gussy is proudly sponsored by and uses Shimano rods and reels. Visit Shimano.ca for all the specs.
Oh, well, folks, it's April 25th, 2013, and last year at this time, I think we already had a couple open water shows done, but as you can see, there's still lots of ice, lots of snow. We're having a super late spring, and we're faced with ice fishing. So I just got back. I've been down in Arkansas for a couple weeks fishing in a bass tournament, nice weather, and then come back to this, and it's like culture shock. But hey, ice fishing's good, it's fun, and that's what we're doing today. So I got my buddy Jamie Bruce out with me, and we're gonna try and catch some whitefish today. I'm sure we're gonna catch them. Jamie's like the best guide in the Kenora area and a good fishing buddy of mine. So you've seen him on the show a bunch of times, and he's been out here a few times in the last few weeks and catching lots of whitefish. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna hopefully show you some tricks on how to catch whitefish. There's probably only like 2.5 feet. That's not very much.
It's late in the year, and these things are usually snapping when you can get on them. Pretty much all we're fishing is it's a steep ledge. Whitefish they're a cold water fish, and they like to be close to the big deep basins of the lake. So what we're fishing is where it steps right up. It's like an underwater cliff almost. So we're gonna get right on the break where the whitefish will be chasing the bait, and hopefully catch a few. There he is. Yeah, feels like a whitefish. That deucer out of there. Now he saw my bait from probably 20 feet away. It's super clear out here. We're using nice bright white baits that are going to show up from a long ways away. And that's exactly what just happened. I was way away from where he was, and he saw it and came right in, and we got him. Now, one important thing when you're fishing whitefish, if you're going to release a few, is you don't want to grab them by the gills if you're going to put them back.
You know what? We're gonna keep this one because we're gonna do a shore lunch today, and we're gonna show people how to clean them. And I can tell you one thing: they have a Y bone in them like a pike and a trout, so they're a little bit tougher to clean than a walleye or a crappie, but they are awesome to eat. And probably an interesting thing with these fish is they're probably the most sought after species by commercial anglers and the least sought after by sport anglers. So they're good to eat. Generally what we do, like Jamie was talking about, they're kind of a feeble fish a little bit. They're really fragile around their mouth and gills, and if they bleed, they're gonna die. So they don't have a lot of blood in them, and generally you're gonna hook a few over the course of the day that are hooked kind of deep, and their gills are right here. They don't have a very big head and mouth like other fish do. So our general rule is that we like to, just keep a few of the ones that are hooked bad and let the ones go that aren't hooked so bad. But we're not gonna mess around because we're gonna eat a couple of these today. So we'll keep that one, but that's sort of the general rule if you go out. Just keep the ones that you kind of hook bad, because you don't want to. They're a lot of fun to catch, and that's, they're good size and they're tough, and fish that you want to take care of. So good job, buddy. I don't even have my line in the water yet.
You better get it in then.
Come on. Here we go. There we go. Got him. Generally when they, you know, Jamie said it already, but a flasher's so key for this. They're all suspended about 40 feet down over 60 feet of water. And those ones, I had 2 or 3 come on the screen at the same time, but they were kind of playing hard to get, and they were chasing it, wouldn't bite it. And the secret with, you know, whether it's walleyes or crappies or lake trout, these things, keep that bait above the fish. Too many times, and I see this a lot when I'm guiding, people always want to drop their jig. They're watching on the flasher, drop their jig to the same level that the fish are at. And usually if you can keep it above the fish, it kind of just keeps their, you know, it seems to trigger them to bite a little bit more. So yeah, you can see that one's not hooked too bad. So we're gonna get them up here. Look at that, nice fish. These things are like all muscle. Funny, they're tough and fun to catch, pretty. Cool, we'll get this guy back. Whew. All I'm using for bait is, and you can use a lot of different baits, but just little spoons. That's a little Northland forage minnow, so it's similar to the buckshot, but that we use a lot for walleyes, but it doesn't have any rattles in it. But that's what I'm using. That's a great walleye bait as well, but just something, you know, little bit of a smaller profile, and that's what those whitefish, they don't have a real big mouth. They got a big appetite and a good attitude, but sometimes you're gonna hook them a little bit better on these smaller baits. Coming up next, we show you just how important electronics are if you want to catch a bunch of whitefish. Power Pro Super Slick 8 is smooth as silk and casts like a bullet. Enhanced body technology makes it thinner, stronger, smoother, and quieter. Use brown in the wood, green in the weeds, and yellow for high-vis fishing situations. Power Pro Super Slick, unleash the power with none of the noise.
Everything you'll need to keep your engine running this winter can be found right here at Devil's Gap Marina. They're full service and open all year round, so you can relax in the car and keep warm. Or not. All of those convenience store items with none of those convenience store prices. From snack foods to fishing lures, service with a smile, and the most affordable gas on the lake. Devil's Gap Marina, located at the end of Matheson Bay Road on beautiful Lake of the Woods.
Goodyear, chosen to get through tough winters. And the tire dealers you choose for great service trust Goodyear too. Their experience with winter tire care inspires the expert service they pass on to you. Goodyear, more driven.
The time to take to the water is now. Wood Lake Marine will help you hit the lake in style, as their high-quality marine products are sure to please. Let their award-winning staff tour you around their showroom of top-of-the-line new and used boats and other recreational products that are sure to exceed your expectations, but not your budget. Wood Lake Marine, delivering the ultimate boating experience. Call or click today.
So we kind of got lucky here, and one of these fish coughed out a smelt, and that's a little small. It's about a 3.5 inch smelt. You can see they're really slender, and these are kind of the main bait fish around here. If you find these, you're going to find some fish, and it's not just in the winter, and it's not just whitefish. I mean, bass, crappie, walleye, pike, muskie, lake trout, everything. Everything gets after these things all year long. And you just want to match that. The whitefish eat, you know, they tend to like the smaller ones, but big lake trout, these smelt will grow up to 7 inches long, and maybe even a little bit longer sometimes. So you really want to match your bait. So just, you know, something, you don't want to go any bigger than that when you're targeting these whitefish. That is what we're after. Those are around. We're going to catch a bunch of fish.
we live in an awesome place, and a really awesome place if you like to fish and be outdoors and stuff. So no matter what the season is, you take advantage of it and go do something. And that's the other cool thing, is there's always some sort of fish to catch in a season open. And there we go, something small, maybe a little Cisco or some sort of bait fish. He was chasing me around for a minute. Oh, it's a perch. Really weird. That was actually suspended, that thing. So that just goes to show you there's a lot of bait out here, and all the different, there's a bunch of different fish species that are out here chasing them. So smelt really drive the food chain out on these big lakes in Sunset Country. They're in most of the big systems, and everything eats them, walleyes and pike and bass. And you know, they're actually an invasive species. They haven't been in our lakes for a super long time, and they've they've changed the fisheries a little bit, in that, you know, in the summertime a lot more bass are going out offshore and out in the middle of the lake, like a place where we're at right now, chasing schools of bait around. And the same with pike and walleyes. Walleyes suspend a lot more in the summer, following the schools of bait around. So, you know, just keep an eye on your electronics when you're out in the boat this summer. And if you see, you know, suspended bait fish, like real thick clouds of bait, and you can't miss it on your sonar, you know, don't be afraid to troll crankbaits through them, or fish structure that's close to where you're seeing all the bait, because there will be fish around. If you haven't caught these things before, you got to get out and try and find them. You know, it's they're fun. They fight good, man. You know, one thing too about it's sort of important to choose the right rod. You don't want something that's real super heavy like what you would use for lake trout, because Jamie mentioned it earlier that you're dealing with a fish with a really soft, small little mouth. So you want something where you've got, you know, a lot of flex and give. So this is just a 38-inch medium action fraybill, and a rod that I'll actually use for big crappies sometimes too. We got a triple header going on? Cool. Nice.
Oh, that's a big one.
This is what you get, folks, when you come out and chase these whitefish. A lot of action, great fish to eat, and a lot of fun to catch. After the break, we clean up those whiteys and get ready for a shore lunch. Hey, get over here. I got a hot tip for you. Shimano has redesigned the Cronart, Curado, and Sidecar baitcast reels, the Sustain and Stratic spinning reels, as well as the Crucial, Compre, Claris, and Convergence line of rods. Get down to your local dealer and check it out. Competitive anglers, watch for the Shimano Platinum Angler Program. They've got some great rewards for anglers that use Shimano products.
There's no place like this.
Why should you choose Rema Roofing? Maybe because they guarantee a free estimate within 48 hours of the initial call. Or because they're quality BP certified installers with a lifetime warranty on materials. You choose them because they have a 10-year workmanship guarantee with special rates for contractors and have been family owned and operated since 1988. They honor their scheduled commitments. But best of all, Rema Roofing does it right the first time.
Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast. It's a place to call your own. With a breathtaking view overlooking beautiful northwestern Ontario, you'll find all the peace, quiet, and comfort desired for a wonderful stay. The Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast offers all your favorite conveniences and with a delicious breakfast that can't be beat. You'll want to come back again soon. Call today to make your reservations or visit our website to find out more. Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast. Stay with us. You deserve the best.
Looking for fishing tackle and friendly one-on-one service like nowhere else? You'll find it at Bobby's Corner and Sport Shop, where all the big fish like to play. Check out the big catches coming out of Bobby's Sport Shop. Wall to wall, Bobby's is packed with thousands of muskie, bass, and other baits and lures, guaranteed to give you the cutting-edge advantage. Bobby's Corner and Sport Shop, Highway 17, Vermilion Bay. Why would you go anywhere else?
Okay, so we're just fishing suspended here. That's at 40 feet right there. That's my bait and swivel. And these whitefish aren't really like walleyes. They're not always on the bottom, or they're a lot more like a trout, where they're going to be up off the bottom eating bait. And without a flasher, they're really tough to catch. So that's why we come after these things. And kind of the key with these whitefish, you'll see I just lost one earlier. They do have those soft little lips, so you really don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on them. I mean, they're big, heavy fish, but they you can tear the bait out of them really easily without a whole lot of force. I'm gonna get that guy back because he wasn't hooked deep and there's lots down there.
Cool thing for cleaning fish, you know, out on the lake. Keep one of these in my boat. It's just a little deal from Northland Tackle. It's called the Clean and Prep little board, and it actually folds up, so it's really small. You can stow it, clean it easy, and it's pretty handy for, you know, and out on the ice as well. But cleaning these whitefish, you know, pretty simple, but they have a Y bone in them, just like a lake trout and a pike. And I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm not the best at doing it because you know, growing up, I just kept walleyes and crappies, fish that were the easiest to clean. But yeah, so you want to cut this first thing, cut those fins off, and then I like to kind of do this. And then I'll just cut around the rib bone right now. So I'm just going in the back and feeling for the ribs. And they go down, you know, about there, 2/3 of the way. And then it saves me having to cut through those rib bones. So there's your slab of meat, and then, you know, that's easy enough. Everyone can fillet that part of it off okay. You know, some of this sort of gristly stuff along the belly, get rid of that. They're a lot like a lake trout, you know, in how they go. So you can feel the Y bone right along here. So we're gonna start just like that, and you just kind of cut all the way along this thing. And it goes, you know, back about 2/3 of the way or so as well. And then I'll go from the top side, just try and get underneath it a little bit. It really actually will peel out pretty easy. So you just got to watch and get those Y bones out of there. And you got a real nice piece of meat here. So there's one other thing I'm going to show you. Once I get it into that chunk, I kind of got a little close on the skin there, but The other thing you want to get rid of is they have this sort of red bloodline along their lateral line, and you just want to kind of cut out some of that stuff, just because that's what can give you a little bit of the fishy taste, maybe. You get that out and you have like a really nice piece of white meat that is going to taste awesome. And you can cook these up a number of different ways. Bake them, kind of like a trout. They're really good. We're just going to, fry these up and do a kind of shore lunch style. And I just cut them up into chunks so they're easy to handle and easy to cook. And you get a bunch of them from a fish that size, and it's a pretty good meal. So I'm going to finish cleaning them up, and then we're going to go cook them and show you how good they are to eat. There's more than just walleyes to eat for shore lunch. These whitefish sure are tasty. Hey, get over here. I got a hot tip for you. Shimano has redesigned the Cronarch, Curado, and Sidecar baitcast reels, the Sustain and Stratic spinning reels, as well as the crucial Compre, Claris, and Convergence line of rods. Get down to your local dealer and check it out. Competitive anglers, watch for the Shimano Platinum Angler Program. They've got some great rewards for anglers that use Shimano products.
Time to take to the water is now, and Wood Lake Marine will help you hit the lake in style, as their high-quality marine products are sure to please. Let their award-winning staff tour you around their showroom of top-of-the-line new and used boats and other recreational products that are sure to exceed your expectations, but not your budget. Wood Lake Marine, delivering the ultimate boating experience. Call or click today.
Northwestern Ontario is your ticket to a great adventure this summer. For camping, on the lake, fishing for fun, or competition. Festivals and fairs all summer long. Dig in for lobster dinners, or saddle up for horseback riding. There's farmers markets with plenty of pie, but you must wait half an hour before swimming at one of our beautiful beaches. Complete details are available online, so come out and play in Northwestern Ontario. Visit escapetoontario.com.
Napa Auto Pro keeps cars, and sometimes their drivers, young a long time.
Lund boats have been built for anglers by anglers since 1948, so they know what they're doing. I rely on them for all of my fishing, whether I'm in a tournament, guiding, or just going out for fun with my buddies. They have the best warranty in the business. You owe it to yourself to go check them out. Head down to your nearest Lund dealer. They'll be able to look after you. Good fishing.
Hey, it's John Butts here. It's the first time I've actually fished the Shaw Walleye Masters in a couple of years, and this year it's going to be a little more special than normal because this year I'm actually fishing with my 15-year-old daughter. And hopefully my daughter this weekend will do the one thing she did when she was like 5 years old. Maybe she was 6 years old on Thunder Lake. She pulled in her first 30-inch walleye plus, and I tell you what, it was amazing to watch this little girl with a big trolling rod pull in a 30-inch walleye into the boat and the net, and just excitement on her face.
So I just finished cleaning up all the fish, and we're gonna go cook them now, and looking forward to this. But when I was cleaning those whitefish, you can see here's a couple more of those smelt that they had had in their stomachs. So, they're about 3 3.5 inches long and slender, and that's what you want to, you know, this summer, whether you're fishing for walleyes or bass or whitefish, whatever it is, keep in mind the shape and the profile of those things. They're long and skinny, and that's why you see a lot of those soft jerk baits, soft plastics, the long skinny minnow imitating stuff works so good, is because it really mimics those little smelts. Sean had one job, and that was to start the fire, and it's going. It's on the bubble right now, whether it's gonna go. He's kind of a propane guy, I think, so he's not used to starting fires.
Just wait. Now that you said it, now it's gonna go.
Ooh yeah. Just a little bit of auger gas and they take right off.
Honestly, at home, I usually just cook them in butter, and walleyes the same way, and I almost would prefer to eat these over walleyes. Just flour, egg, and cornflake crumbs, typical deal, you know, and cook them in butter, and they're phenomenal, and they're gonna be good this way too. We're gonna cook them in oil out here on the lake today, but
Jeff's gonna try to make a believer of me today. I've never really eaten whitefish before. And I usually just catch and release them, or give a couple away to get smoked. And I've eaten them like that, but never really like this. So I'm a little skeptical, but I trust him, and looks like he's doing a good job so far.
our lunch today is not going to be anything fancy, just kind of the essentials. We got some fish, we got a few potatoes, and some corn, cream corn, which I love I never eat it except for when we do shore lunches, and some beans. So one thing when you're making a fire, you want to use, sticks that are kind of straight. Beaver sticks are really good. We just picked up some stuff along the shore, but that way you can kind of make it sort of flat. We got to let it burn off a little bit here. But you can get it nice and flat, and then you can lay your frying pan right on it. You can see what Jamie's throwing these fish in as soon as Sean is pulling them out, and that's kind of one of the secrets. When you get that oil hot, just to keep it from getting too hot, our fire's down a little now, but you want to you just keep fresh fish going in there, and that just kind of helps you regulate the temperature. So good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. We're eating good here.
Yep.
Enough of this. We'll finish up and get our butts back out there and catch some more whiteys.
Sounds awesome.
Okay.
Fishing with Gussy proudly uses Power Pro Super Slick Line. All of the power with none of the noise.